everybody, and welcome to Phat Girlz Guide to Survival, week 19. And this week, we've got the weekly update. We've got several things that we're going to talk about. We've got a weekly recipe. We've got step 11. We're going to talk about dealing with high stress, and we're going to talk about whatever else comes to mind, I guess, is the deal. So, hi Heather. Hi Shay. So that's what we're going to talk about this week. So, first of all, let's start with my weekly weight update. So, hi Renata. So, I was really actually didn't do well this week at all. I gained 5 pounds back this week, which means I'm back up to 288, and I can tell you exactly why it happened. I stressed out over major life changes and major life events and things that are going to be happening, and I took it out on food. I didn't fall off the wagon, I jumped off the wagon, and hey Randy, I jumped off the wagon. There's been so much that has happened in the last couple weeks that it just got to me, and I totally blew off Weight Watchers this week, and I blew off pretty much everything this week. So yeah, I gained 5 pounds back this week. I'm not proud of it, but I did promise you guys to go transparent. So here it is, 288 pounds, 5 pounds gained. My chest is still at 44, but I gained 1/4 of an inch on my waist, and I gained 1/4 of an inch on my hips. So those are both at 47.25 now. So there it is. So my week has been really crazy and really stressful and just plain nuts. Does this mean it was all bad? No, not at all. It was a mostly a happy week, but I did commit Weight Watchers suicide this week. I really did. I just didn't do what I was supposed to do. So my son Matt is still here, which I am loving. But there's a lot of changes and a lot of things that we have to get used to. We live very differently than he lives out in California. And so he has to get used to how we live. We have to get used to him. So it's been a little stressful. But I'm loving it. We're all getting to know each other, and that can be a little crazy, but it is what it is, and it's working out. Also, I'm going to be having surgery soon on June 1st, and I'm really scared, and I'm really stressed out about that, and so I let that also affect me. They're gonna be taking out all of my lady bits because I have a couple of tumors that are non-cancerous that my husband affectionately calls Ike and Tina. So to some this may not be a big deal, but it scares the hell out of me. It scares me. And then also I'm really worried about a friend of mine. She left and went away for a while, or went back to a place, and I really don't think it's a good thing for her, but she did it anyway. So I'm a little worried about her. So it is what it is, though. And, I could sit here and blame my stressful life all I want, but it was me. Like I said, I didn't fall off that wagon. I jumped. So anyway, I did do a ton of walking this week. Last Wednesday, I made it all the way to the top of the Big 4 bridge and 2 benches in onto the bridge. So I'm really stoked about that. This weight gain does not mean that I have given up. It just means that I had a bad week and I relapsed on food. And now I'm getting my shit together and I'm moving on. So our topic for the day is dealing with high stress situations. So I figured this topic fits due to the week that I had, and I'm sure everybody else deals with high stress situations all the time. I know my good friend Cassie, who just came in, is dealing with a very high stress situation right now. So this happens a lot. We all have to deal with them, and at some point in our lives, and it's all about how we deal with them and how we choose, or how we handle them and how we choose to deal with it. So I was reading some articles, because I always research every topic before I talk about it. And John Fouriet, PhD, says some people lose their appetites when they're under stress, but more often than not, the opposite is true. Stressful situations trigger emotional eating for a lot of people, whether it's because food provides a source of comfort or because they feel extra hungry when they're under stress. So it's hardly surprising that stress is the number one predictor of gaining or regaining weight. When people are under stress, to get rid of the negative feelings, they tend to revert to eating high-fat or high-calorie foods they liked in their childhood. And that is very true for me. I don't know about all of you. How many of you stress eat? Or how many of you revert back to smoking or revert back to drinking a glass of wine every day? Or, there's any number of things. This doesn't just have to involve food. For me, it's food. But for you guys, it could be something else. Hi, Lynn. But for you guys, it could be something else, Scientists have found that eating high sugar, fat, and high calorie foods appears to literally calm the body's response to stress down, and it slows down the release of hormones. So our bodies actually tell us to eat sugars and high fat foods when we're stressed out. That being said, though, we don't have to be at the mercy of our body's crazy cravings. So here are some good ways to beat the high stress dieting issues. These are things that I have followed, that I should have followed last week, and I didn't follow at all. So yeah, stress eating is huge. Like, it's a big thing. I do it, and that's one of my biggest problems, is that I stress eat. Lynn, I get it. I hear you. So one of the first things that you can do to avoid this is map out your meals and stick to your map. Set a weekly plan. Okay, this is what we're going to cook. This is what we're going to eat, and then stick to it. So we can map them out all day long, but the hard part is sticking to it. So if you have any good ways to help you stick to it, please share those with me, because I would love to hear about it. Another thing is to exercise regularly. Now, I still did this for the most part. I just did it by walking and bike riding. I did not play on the Death Star or do my weights this last week at all. But a lot of that has to do with the pain that Ike and Tina are causing me. I mean, they're just, going all fisticuffs down there. And so it's just not working out for me to do a ton of exercising right now. Consume a lot of antioxidant-rich foods. I found this week that Starbucks and Chinese food and hot dogs, that's not on that list. Yeah. Can you believe that? Not on the list. Really? Starbucks? Come on. So yeah, consume a lot of antioxidant-rich foods. Curb your caffeine intake. So yeah, I tripled mine this week. I was stressed out. I couldn't sleep. I had insomnia. So I tripled my caffeine intake. That worked great. Not so much. Create your own pressure release valve. I think this one is really important, and I should have done that this week. I don't care how you do it, but just do it. Paint, sing at the top of your lungs, write, run, meditate, have sex, play with your dogs. However you want to do it's fine with me. I don't care. Just get it done. I don't care if you want to paint your body like you got clothes on and walk around your neighborhood pretending you're fully clothed. Just hit the pressure release valve and let the stress go. That's one of the big things that's going to help out. I could see somebody doing this in Arapahoe. I know some people, Lynn, that would do this in Arapahoe, would paint their bodies with clothes on and then walk around. I would be kind of funny. Distract yourself. That's another way. Distract yourself. Find a way to get your mind off of your issues for a bit. I like to help someone else with their issues, because then I don't focus on my own, and I realize that maybe I don't have it so bad. So I find something to do other than stress and worry. My Aunt Lynn says she's getting her paints out. Are you going to paint, Uncle Todd? Because really, I'd like to know. but yeah, just do something to distract yourself. Cassie, my friend Cassie, she had a huge problem last night, and I kind of used it to my advantage. I did. I distracted myself from my own stuff and focused on her, which she needed to have somebody help her focus on. She actually had a fire in her apartment. She's okay. Everybody's okay, thankfully. But she needed some help last night, and it was a good distraction for me, and I loved helping her. So that was worked out well. But no more fires, Cass. Really. Promise me, okay? So another way is to have a taste of what you're craving. So if your body is craving that sugar, and say you want a piece of chocolate, or you want to have, a piece of cake or whatever, have a little piece of it. Remember, I always say, don't deny yourself, control yourself. So it's okay to give yourself that little treat. That's okay. Just count your points or count your calories or whatever you're doing. Have that little treat and move on. So have a taste of what you crave. Unless your addiction is drugs or alcohol, Phat Girlz does not condone this. This advice does not apply to drugs and alcohol. If you're recovering from drugs and alcohol, do not have a taste of what you crave. Are we understood? I hope. And the last thing that you can do to help yourself is speak kindly to yourself. Now, you guys know I'm huge on the daily affirmations, and I'm huge on the no body shaming and making ourselves feel good. You guys know I'm all about that. And I did not do that this whole, last week and a half. I didn't do 2 weeks. I have not done a daily affirmation. And I woke up this morning and I realized, you haven't spoke kindly to yourself or supported yourself in 2 weeks. What's the deal? So this morning I did my 5 IMs. I got up and I did it. I just broke every fat girl rule I could this week. I really did. I was a perfect example of everything you shouldn't do this week. And you know what? It feels like shit. I feel horrible. I didn't feel good all week. I didn't feel happy. I didn't feel that boost of energy and that boost of self-esteem that I've had for the last 18 weeks. I didn't have any of that this week, you guys. And it was because I jumped off that wagon and I didn't do what I should have been doing. And it felt really bad. So I felt like I didn't only let myself down, but I let all of you guys down. And I even told Chris last night, I'm like, I don't want to do Phat Girlz tomorrow. I don't want to do it. And he's like, but you got to do it. And so I got up this morning and I did my daily affirmations, and I made all my notes, and I was like, you know what? He's right. I have to do my Phat Girlz. Because that's what I do, and that's what's going to make me happy, and that's what's going to help everybody else. So here I am, and I have to tell you, I'm feeling awesome. I jumped back on my wagon today. I stayed within my points. I didn't eat a bunch of junk food. We ate a very nice, healthy dinner, and I'm feeling better already. So make sure that you're working your program, whatever that program is. I don't care if it's a diet or if it's NA or if it's AA or if it's some kind of exercise program. I don't care what it is, but work your program and you're gonna feel better. I was just not happy. I knew I was screwing up and I just didn't stop myself. So I started fresh today. I did my 5 IMs. I self-talked, and I made sure that I got out of bed feeling good about my day. So make sure that you speak kindly to yourself. So there it is, a list of helpful ways to deal with high stress. This is just not a list of to help you with dieting. These things can help you in all kinds of situations. Probably, though, one of the most important things you should do is use your support system. Don't bottle it up. You're not alone. Even if you think you're alone, whatever it is you're going through, you don't go through it as if you were alone, because you're not. I forgot a lot of this week, and I bottled up, and mainly so I wouldn't offend people. I was feeling like shit about myself, and I was trying not to take it out on everyone else. So I just bottled up. and it's not a good thing. I totally jumped off that wagon this week. So just remember to, like I said, use your support system. You're never alone in this stuff. You can do this. I can do this. You can do this. And I'm always here if you need somebody to talk to. So that brings us to step 11. So step 11 in NA is to improve your relationship with God or your higher power, to continue to increase your reliance on your higher power as your source of guidance and your as your strength to walk according to this guidance. Now, I'm going to add this to that step because not everyone has a higher power. Not everyone believes in God. Not everyone believes in a higher power. Some people believe in the Big Bang, whatever. Hi, Mom. I'm glad you stopped in, and I love you too, and I'll catch me on the replay. But anyway, I know not everyone believes in a higher power or is not sure of what they believe in, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. So if you're unsure or you don't believe, then be sure to use your support systems. Remember, they're there to help. Use your diet buddy, your sponsor, your meetings. Use them the way they were intended. Don't abuse them or overuse them, but never, ever forget that they're there to help you get through what you need to get through. So that's our step 11. Our recipe of the week is Miss Kitty's berry crepes. Holy cow, you guys. Oh my God. I got them down to 3 points and they are so yummy. Oh my God. And they're filling, so it's good. You only need like 1, maybe 2. If you're really hungry or if you're going to have a late lunch or something, have 2 at breakfast. Depends on really how many points you have to spend. But anyway, they're super yummy. So if you want that recipe, just let me know. Dad had no words of wisdom this week. I think Andrea scared him last week. Remember, we have the t-shirts and hats. So I need a few more t-shirt orders before I can put the order in. So if you want a t-shirt or a hat, let me know. It's absolutely zero profit for me, just a great t-shirt or a hat for you. So check those out. And that's it. Thank you for watching Phat Girlz tonight. Please remember to like, share, comment, rate, and let me know if you're catching me live or on the replay. I've been updating the website here and there, so I'm really trying hard to catch up on that. So be sure to check that out at fatgirlsguidetosurvival.com. And remember, we are not fat, F-A-T. We are P-H-A-T, pretty hot and tempting. And for all of my guys out there, you are F-H-A-T, fully hot and tempting. You guys have a great week, and I am jumping back on that wagon. Bye, guys.